Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Today's article comes from Futurism.com and the headline is Scientist Says There May Be a Species of Hobbit-like Humanoids Hiding on an Island. Underneath the headline it says these include reports of sightings by more than 30 eyewitnesses. It was published April 19th and it was written by Noor Al-Sabai. And essentially what this article is going to be about, we did a show on Staring into the Abyss about this, about Homo floresiensis, which was the real-life hobbit. It was several years ago we did the show. Now there are more than 30 eyewitnesses who claim to have spotted this thing. So let's get to the article. It's been nearly 20 years since the bones of a hobbit-like humanoid species were found on the Indonesian island of Flores. And according to one researcher, there may be more than ancient bones. In an essay for the Scientist magazine, retired ethnobiologist Gregory Forth describes why he believes Homo floresiensis, as they were called by the famous late anthropologist Mike Morwood, when he found the Pleistocene-era bones on Flores in 2004, may still be alive and well in the forest of the island. Morwood's discovery of Homo floresiensis rocked the scientific world when he first reported his findings. In Forth's words, it was tantamount to the discovery of a space alien. This humanoid species, dubbed the Hobbit by pop culture, was presumed to be extinct. But as Forth details in his forthcoming book, Between Ape and Human, a local tribe called the Leo have described encounters with a diminutive creature, which he believes may be one and the same as Homo floresiensis. My aim in writing the book was to find the best explanation, that is, the most rational and empirically best supported, of Liao accounts of the creatures, Forth wrote. These include reports of sightings by more than 30 eyewitnesses, all of whom I spoke with directly, and I conclude that the best way to explain what they told me is that a non-sapiens hominin has survived on Flores to the present or very recent times. The ethnobiologist describes how in Leo mythology, humans can transform into other species as part of moving into new environments and adopting new ways of life. A myth, according to his description of his fieldwork, which could suggest a connection between humans and their Homo floresiensis ancestors. Though he leaves the physiological details of this purportedly uncontacted humanoid species to be read in his book, Forth does note that the Leo people find the ape man's appearance as something incompletely human, which by his estimation is problematic and disturbing to this indigenous group. He also stumbles onto an indictment of anthropology as a whole, which many critics have rightfully called out for its imperialist history of racist harm. Paleontologists, aren't you guys sick of every damn thing being racist anymore? It's ridiculous. Paleontologists and other life scientists would do well to incorporate such indigenous knowledge into continuing investigations of hominin evolution in Indonesia and elsewhere, Forth wrote in The Scientist. The researcher may not yet have a smoking gun, but his assessment of his field is spot on. And that is the end of this article. Now this is interesting because, like I said in the beginning, we did an episode of Staring into the Abyss on the Homo floresiensis, that was the bones that were found, and how they were, for all intents and purposes, a real-life hobbit-type creature that actually existed in our recent history. And now we're seeing that potentially they could still be there, because the people that live there are saying that they still see this thing. And that reminds me a lot of reports from down in the Congo, from Mekele Mimbe, which is like a small dinosaur-like creature. It looks almost like a brontosaurus, but a lot smaller, that the local tribes people there claim still exists today, that they still see there today. Unfortunately, we have not yet been able to find the Mekele Mimbe, and we have not yet been able to find the real-life Hobbit, Homo floresiensis, because we just haven't been there enough to find it. I guarantee you that if researchers went there and they spent a good amount of time with the tribes people and went out in the areas that they go, they would see one if there was one there. There's a reason why these people are seeing them, because they're used to being in that environment. The animals are used to seeing them, and they know how to move around in that environment. So if we actually went to that environment and stayed with those people, eventually I think we'd see one, if they still existed there. But that's a very interesting article. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys think. As always, it is up to you to make up your own mind, and I will catch you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.